Stinky Puppy, say hi. Sleepy Stinky Puppy. Stinky Puppy, say hi. Aw, she's such a sleepy little pip. Okay, go back to sleep. So a lot of people, when they find out that I'm an actor, go, oh my gosh, how'd you do that? I've always wanted to do that. And I never really have an answer for them, unfortunately, because acting to me is like breathing. I just do it. I know how to do it. I just have to do it. If I try to not do it, I'd suffocate. So I never really have a proper answer. And I always feel really bad about that because I really, really, really want to guide or help, or not to be conceited to think that I can help people, but that they're asking me what to do, what I'm doing, and I should have an answer, and I really want to, but I don't. It makes me a sad panda. So I came up with a pseudo answer that I hope helps some people, like real new people, or maybe not even real new people. There's a book called The Artist's Way. It's by Julia Cameron. Looks like this, because it's this book. It is a weekly workshop that you do with yourself. It introduces you to artist dates, to morning pages, which are all creativity unblocking meditation type of a thing. It's really great in focusing your attention where it needs to be when you're feeling stuck or lost. Another thing you can do is take improv classes, either at your school, your community college, your library, somewhere near you. I'm sure there's some sort of improv classes going on somewhere. If you can get into them, even if it's just playing games and it's not like, you know, a New York or LA or Chicago improv class, at least you're getting up on the stage and you're doing some sort of spontaneous something, and that will start to, you know, it's like yoga for your creativity. Releases a lot of the dust in your joints and such. I'm really happy that the camera is just on my face because I'm not wearing a bra, and Jiggle would have. Anyway, so I have personally taken improv classes at a variety of schools, community colleges, anywhere I was allowed in, and the Pit in New York City. If you are in the New York market and you can get your butt over to the Pit, which is over by Shake Shack, it is an amazing place. It's got the best bang for your best bang for your buck bar. 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 They have the best bang for your buck bar in New York. You can get like a $10 Long Island iced tea, and that thing will have you flying for the rest of the night. And you can bring your drinks into the theater. But the great thing about it is that they offer level 0 courses, which are for people who want to start getting into improv but maybe don't have the cojones to get on stage just yet, so there's no mandatory performance at the end. Then there's level 1, which is beginners and introduction to long form improv and things like that, and there is a performance at the end. And then there's level 2, which is further, and then level 3, level 4, and then there's writing classes and SNL workshops, things like that. But the Pit is a fantastic place if you're in the New York market. Another book I recommend is Audition by Michael Shirtleff. I read this when I was in middle school, and I still have my notes from when I was in middle school. They're all in purple ink, as you can see. It's a great resource for beginner actors, because even though it's mostly aimed at the theater Broadway community, which was my original intention, I was heavily involved in for years before I switched to on camera and voiceover, this was my everything. This book, I reread it once a year. It was so precious to me. But I realized a lot of the stuff you learn in this book you can easily adapt to on camera, to film, to voice acting, to all sorts of creative endeavors. I assume if I was an artist as well, that there is some advice in here for artists too, though this is mostly for actors, I'd say. It's the audition process. But the audition process is interesting because you're basically interviewing for a living, and it's very daunting. So this book helps calm those things and give you almost sort of a resource to pull from inside. That way you're not so nervous every time you go for an audition. Another book that's amazing is Voiceover Voice Actor. This is if you want to go into voice acting, especially animation and video game voice acting. It is a fantastic book. I cried when I read it. That's how amazing it is. It's by Yuri Lowenthal and Tara Platt. That way. If you are an otaku or really into anime, you'll recognize their names. They're in Naruto and a bunch of other things. As well as, non-anime stuff, just animation things, American anime. They do cartoons and other things. They're very talented. That sounded like I was insulting them. They're very, very talented. Extremely talented. So talented. It gives you a good idea of the jargon that's used, of the processes of getting to where you want to be. It's all in the workings. But what you have to understand, especially with voice acting, is a lot of people say, oh, I have a great voice. I sound like Movie Phone. Well, having a great voice has nothing to do with voice acting. Acting's in the word. You need to be great at improv, and you need to be a fantastic actor. And then if you can switch up your voice every once in a while, I mean, it's not that very difficult. You can make your voice higher, lower. Not to insult the people who do it, but you know what I mean? It's the small amount. The acting is the meat of it. You need to be a good actor. If you're not a good actor, if your acting skills aren't on point, if you don't have great improv skills, I don't care what your voice sounds like. You could sound like a 75-year-old smoker for all I care. You could sound like the most gorgeous, luscious voice. No one cares if you can't act. So that's voice acting, that's on stage, and you can take the audition things and put it onto on camera, and then unlocking your creativity with Artist Way. Yes, Artist Way. 3 fantastic books to get you started if you want to be in show business as a performer. That and some improv classes, and at least then you'll be starting to create the foundation that you need in order to be successful in this field. I hope that helps. Also, one last thing, only insane people actually choose this field. If you can see yourself doing anything else in the entire world, if you could be happy doing anything else, please, for the love of yourself, everyone around you, your sanity, and for me, do that. But if you're one of the insane people, like myself, who think of it like breathing and you can't imagine yourself being happy doing anything else and you try to quit it, but you need to come back to it and you're addicted and there's nothing else on this planet or universe that you can imagine yourself doing that would make you happy, good luck. It's a hard road, but I'm glad we're on it together. Break a leg.